Hi guys, welcome to my channel. How you guys doing? Hope everyone is doing great. If you are new here, you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, you are also welcome. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to cut and sew this beautiful overlapping flake skirts with two side pockets. So let's get started. So I'll be working with this fabric. Is 2 yards. I think it's a cotton fabric, I don't know, but it's thick. Okay, so I drew the skirt on a piece of paper to enable me explain the cotton better. So you can see that the skirt has a upper layer and the lower layer. So for the upper layer, it has this A line shape. Okay, for the lower layer, it has a half flake shape. Okay, and also the skirt, the front is overlapping. It's overlapping each other. You can see that. And also the skirt has two pockets. So what we're going to do now is to cut the lower part first. It's a flake, so we're going to cut it first. So whatever pieces that is left, we'll use it to cut the upper parts. So for the flake, the lower part, I'm going to fold my fabric into 4, cutting the back and the front. But the front is going to come out in one piece. Then we'll use it to cut the second overlapping, the one that will be overlapping the other. Okay, I hope I'm making sense. So I'll be folding the fabric into 2 first. As you can see, I folded it into 2. Then I'm going to fold it again this way, forming a triangle. So this is it. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to calculate the circumference. That's to cut out the lower part now. Okay, so for us to do that, we are going to be calculating the we are going to be using hip for our measurements, because the lower part start from the hip. Okay, so for the hip I'm working with is 48 inches. Okay, then we need 4 inches seam allowance, meaning that on each side of the skirt we are going to have 1 inch seam allowance. Okay, so we need 4 inches for that. So when you add 4 plus 48, we should have a 52. Okay, so for you to get the radius of your half circle, you're going to divide by 3.142 or 3. Okay, you divide by 3.142. that's the standard, that's the measure, the formula for calculating your half flake. So 52 divided by 3 will give us 52 divided by 3 will give us 7.3. that is 7 1/4. So what I'm going to do now is, from this point I'm going to measure 17.3 round this triangle. Okay, so 17.3, 17.3, 17.3, making sure that this does not move away. Okay, making 17.3 and 17.3. Now for you to know whether you got it correctly, okay, you're going to divide your actual hip by 4. Remember that the hip we're working with is 48. Divided by 4 will give us 12 inches, plus 1 inch seam allowance will give me 13 inches. So can you see we have 13 here. So the next thing we're going to do now is to join these points, and when you're done joining, you now add seam allowance to it to enable us join to the upper part of the skirts. Okay, so we're going to be adding on top of, you're going to add a 1/2 inch. Now for you to get the length of the skirts, we are going to be minusing the upper part, which is, the upper part is 9 inches. From the waist to the where the upper part stops is 9 inches. So we're going to place our tape on this main line, not the allowance now. Okay, we are going to place 9 inches on that line. Then you take the length of your skirt. Now for the length of the skirt, I'll be working with 29.5. Okay, 29.5. So I'll go ahead and mark 29.5. See where my tape is. So as I'm marking, I'm moving my tape. Okay, 29.5. Making sure it's still at 9 inches. 29.5. And you move, make sure that it's at 9 inches. 29.5. 29.5. Continue like that until we get to this side, the center front. Here is the center front, while this side is the center back. Sorry, this is center front, while this is the side. Remember, it's on fold. Both the front and the back, we are cutting it together. Okay, so when we are done, we'll separate the front, then cut the overlapping, the other one that will be overlapping it. So I'm done. The next one I'm going to do now is just to cut this out. So we're going to open up the skirts. So this side is still on fold. I'm going to slash this side open. So one piece is going to be the back. Can you see? It's the back. Then this other piece, we're going to use this for the front. So what we're going to do now is to fold the front into two again. Can you see? I hope you're seeing what I'm doing. I'm going to fold into two this way and locate the center front. This is the center front. So from the side here at the hem part, I'm going to go up by 8.5. Okay, you can go up more, but I'm considering the length of the side. Okay, so you know we are going to still fix our pocket, so I shouldn't go more than that. So next is to notch the center front. Can you see the hem part? And I'm going to open it up. So at this hemline, I'm going to, where I notch, I'm going to go in by 1 inch. So this is my 1 inch here. You can see the center front. This is where I notch. I'll go in by 1 inch. Then I'm going to connect from that 1 inch, connect to the side where we have 8.5 inches. So I'll use a bigger ruler to do this. So while I was trying to cut this out, my camera stopped recording. Please bear with me. So I've already cut it out, as you can see. Can you see? So this is where we'll be joining to the upper layer, and this is the hem part. Then here is the side. You can see how the side is from the center front. That is the hem part. Then up to the side, you can see how I splash it. You can see how it is. So you can see how it is. So I've gone ahead to cut the one that will be overlapping it. Okay, so it's going to look like this. This is the one that will be overlapping it. Can you see? So by the time you fix them together this way, this is what we're going to get. Can you see the center front? Can you see? So the next thing we are going to do now is to cut the upper parts. So for the upper parts, I'll be using this pieces. Please, if you're on a big side, 2 yards will not be enough for the skirt. It won't be enough at all. Here I'm trying to manage this fabric. Please, if your hip is bigger than 48, get 2.5 or 3 inches. Or 3 yards. Okay. So I'm going to take the waist. The round waist measurement is 36 inches. Divide by 4 will give us 9 inches plus 1 inch for dart allowance and 1 inch for seam allowance. That will give us 11 inches. So for the height of the upper layer is going to be 9 inches. Okay, remember. Then we need half of an inch to fold in the waist. The waist is going to be boundless, so we need half of an inch to turn it with the facing. Then we also need half of an inch to join the upper layer to the lower layer, and that will give us 10 inches. So this is it. That will give us a total of 10 inches. So the next thing we're going to do is to mark the round hip on the baseline. That is the hem part of this upper part. And remember, it's 13 inches we are working with. The hip is 48 divided by 4 will give us 12 inches plus 1 inch for seam allowance. That will give us 13. So we are going to connect the waist to the hip line. Just a line shape, nothing serious. So go ahead and cut this out. So the skirt is going to have zipper by the side. So this is for the back and the front. So the next thing we are going to cut here is the facing and the pockets. So I've cut out the facing for the skirt, but what I'm going to do is that I'll first fix the dart first, then I'll reshape the facing so that I can match up with the waistline. And I've gone ahead to cut out the pockets. The height of the pocket is 9.5. Then the width is 9 inches, and that includes the hemming allowance. Okay, so that's it. So we'll go and start sewing. So this is how far I've gone with the skirt. Can you see the darts, the inner facing, that is the waist facing. I've also gone ahead to fix an invisible zip by the side. And you see, I'm here to weave the inner side. I've also fixed one of the pockets, and you see, and the other pocket I held it down with pins. I'm here to fix this. So for the center front and the overlapping pieces, you can see how it is. Can you see? This is the inside, and this is the point the two pieces intersect. Can you see? I'm here to hem the lower part of the skirt. So by the time I'm done hemming, weaving and hemming it will come out more clean and it will make more sense. You see, so this is the back side of the skirts. So all I have to do is to go and iron this properly, fix the remaining pockets, weave and hem the down part, and I'm done. So that's it for the skirt. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in my next one.